Yeah, baby!
South Florida has a vibe all its own.
Laid back,
Amazing. Fantastic.
The weather is warm,
fun in the sun.
the water is clear,
The ocean's as blue as you can imagine.
and the beaches are full.
Yeah, baby! Super happy. No worries in the world.
But 25 years ago, an unwelcome guest named Hurricane Andrew crashed the party.
Yeah, it was hard. It was very hard.
Bill Zinn and his wife Sandy look back on August 24th, 1992 with a mixture of pride and pain.
I don't think I ever cried as much as I did following this storm.
The couple was at home with their children when Hurricane Andrew hit. As the family huddled under a mattress, their son Ian rolled on a tape recorder in his pocket.
Holy the roof just came off.
All right.
Okay.
It's all right. We're underneath the mattress. We're fine.
When we crawled out of the mattress, it's kind of a blur, really. We just kind of wandered around, I guess, more or less in a fog.
Realizing their home was gone.
It's hard to go through to see everything you own basically destroyed.
There are still remnants of Hurricane Andrew here in the Zinns neighborhood, like this concrete slab that sits where a house once stood right next door.
You just deal with it. You just move on.
For the Zinns, moving on didn't mean moving away. Instead, they rebuilt on the exact same spot.
It's nice to see, what we got now versus where we were.
These are all pictures from Andrew.
The new house even includes a wall of remembrance dedicated to the storm.
We stuck together and we made it.
Just as the Zinns survived, so did South Florida, giving them reason to celebrate a community even stronger than before. In Miami-Dade County, Lori Davison, Bay News 9. Homestead is a land of wide open spaces.
You knew everybody, and everybody knew you.
A slice of Americana where time seems to stand still.
It's just a great place to live.
All of that would be tested by Hurricane Andrew.
I really don't know how we survived. I really don't know how we did.
So pull up a chair as we tell you a story of small town values and a big recovery. 97-year-old Ruth Campbell is the local historian. She moved here when World War II was making headlines.
Well, it's been like a panorama. And we have ups and downs.
Still, nothing prepared them for the sheer devastation of Hurricane Andrew.
Oh, it did. It affected everybody, one way or another.
More than a dozen people were killed and damage was in the billions.
It was a big learning experience, to say the least.
Stricter building codes and increased awareness are two of the main lessons learned from Hurricane Andrew.
I'm Jeff Porter, Mayor, City of Homestead.
He's one of the people tasked with Homestead's rebirth.
We're not a little tiny speck on the map anymore.
Homestead's population has tripled since the storm. Volunteers who came to help with the recovery wound up staying. And along Frome Avenue, businesses are back.
Yeah, Homestead's going to survive. It's going to thrive. We're the 5th largest city in Miami-Dade County.
There's a new city hall and police station too, both built to withstand a Category 5 hurricane.
Our residents want us to be standing tall and strong when the wind stops.
But in a landscape dotted with fresh construction, the historic Town Hall Museum still stands. Ruth pointing out the importance of remembering the past.
This is what we came through, and we did very well. And it means so much to me because I love the city.
She sees a city moving forward and ready for a brighter tomorrow. In Homestead, Lori Davison, Bay News 9. Wow is the best way to describe it.
It's amazing the power, the magnitude, the force.
Inside a hangar at Florida International University, 12 giant fans create the Wall of Wind, a hurricane simulator designed to put building codes and supplies to the test. 25 years ago, the Wall of Wind didn't exist. Now, researchers are able to simulate hurricane-like conditions within these 4 walls and use models like this to show how those conditions could affect things like walls and windows in actual buildings.
And you get a little taste of what a Category 5 hurricane is and can be. And it does give you that respect that, boy, those things are powerful and they can do a lot of damage.
It's a lot more than just a wind tunnel.
The fans bring the air in from that end, and then they contract that flow of air so it speeds up. That's what got us the speed.
Triangles on the ground mimic buildings in the hurricane's path.
So we got the speed, we got the personality, and when it hits that structure, it's as close to Mother Nature as we can get.
The goal is to see if building codes implemented since Hurricane Andrew can withstand nature's force. In this test, the advances of the tougher post-Andrew code seemed pretty clear.
The newer buildings did pretty well.
Since Andrew, the government's learned a lot about how to prepare and respond to hurricanes too.
Well, research gets transferred into operations. So without research, we wouldn't change the way we do things. And with the research, our track forecasts for hurricanes are so much better.
Using new tools, this graphic shows how they might have been able to better predict Hurricane Andrew's path today.
Now the research now is all focused on intensity.
To foresee the kind of rapid strengthening Andrew went through. Back at the Wall of Wind,
We here, we're trying to make an impact so that folks can be in a safer place. Heaven forbid a big storm comes our way again.
they're hoping to save property and lives. In Miami, Lori Davison, Bay News 9.